Right,
We're back.
yeah, evening all. Right, I'm going to bring this a bit closer because we have been asked what this actually says. Somebody must be viewing it on a phone from the 1930s. But it says we have the right to a vivid imagination. What we lack is the ability to control it. And obviously our team name. Which, that sign makes sense if you are a regular viewer of my channel.
Or know us.
Or know us in personal life. And you've seen some of the crazy ass shit that we come up with. And have done. And some of the weapons that we carry. Now, if you're watching this now, you would have seen two of the new additions to the Thin Brown Line family, weapon-wise. Not saying what they are, because if you've not seen it, then you'll have to watch them.
We'll get those view figures up one way or another.
Now, I'm not monetized, so I'm not doing this for the money. I'm just doing this for the views, damn it. But what we're going to be talking about this time is some of our crazier antics that pretty much only the likes of us that the site knows are very, very special.
Glitter special.
They've got them for us, I'm sure they have somewhere. Yeah, the fancy coats that do up round the back. Yeah. They're pretty much only we get away with. So, we're going to kick off with one that we've named Pop-Up Spectre. This is one of our actually very early antics, actually, from when we were still rocking a ragtag, weird collection of actually airsoft weapons.
Bonzer's AK, wasn't it?
Yeah, which lasted
Didn't
about
last long.
3 weeks. It basically fell to bits and had to go back. But it was brought from
Not
one
my
of...
fault.
Again, I'm not going to be mentioning names and stuff like that, but it was bought from one of the less reputable airsoft retailers online. Again, yes, not going to mention names. Moving on. Yeah, that it kind of fell to pieces that day. But we're going to kick off with Pop-Up Spectre, and I am going to allow the Spectre to tell you the story. Are you sitting comfortably?
I shall say this only once. Right. At the site we go to, this was, what was it, early summer? I think it was, wasn't it? There was a lot of vegetation, I remember that bit.
A lot of chuffing vegetables too.
Yeah. And that's just our team.
Yeah. It was
May,
probably
June.
May or June time in 2016.
Blimey, was it that long ago?
Yeah.
You know. Right. We were playing a game that our site calls Pushback. And as the name suggests, the defending team has to be pushed back. We were on the defending team. You, me, and another team member who was as equally certifiable as us had taken up positions on a small ridge. When the
Within the trees and the undergrowth and everything, so
Yeah.
we weren't just stood there going...
So, yeah, taken up defensive positions. When the attacking team eventually decided to come out of the safe zone, yeah, they made their presence known, didn't they?
A little bit.
Yeah.
They came out in force.
That's what she said last night.
Mm.
Him and the other lad,
We got forced back, because the way they
we got
worked...
taken out, didn't
Well,
you?
yeah, the way they worked it is the defending team got 3 lives. You get taken out, you have to take, I think it was 20 feet back or 20 steps back.
Yeah.
Further up to the point that the attacking team were trying to get to. Then if you got hit again, same thing again, and then if you got hit again, you had to retreat all the way back to the point that the enemy team were trying to get to. Me and this other lad had been pushed back our first amount, so we were 20 feet, 20 metres away from him.
Yes. I saw these two get taken out rather quickly, so I hit the deck.
He was eating soil.
Yes. I found a mushroom as well.
That might explain your actions.
Oh dear, how sad. Never mind.
You'll hear that a lot. Moving on.
Moving on. Yeah. So I'm laying there, dressed in my DPM, my beret.
Oh no, we didn't have the berets back then. That was before the berets.
Can't have been.
Yeah, that was before the berets.
Could have sworn it. Anyway, not going to argue about that. And I could see the enemy moving from right to left across my front at about, I don't know, 5 meters. And
Not far from touching distance.
yeah, so I'm tickling my mag to get as many BBs in the tube as possible. And with a deep breath, I jump to my feet to be confronted by about half a dozen of them. About 2 or 3 of them had already walked past me. One of them was directly in front of me. And they all turned to face me with a look of absolute horror on their faces, because they knew what was coming. And the AK did not fail to deliver. All of them gone. Full auto at pretty much point blank range.
Must explain, this happened in probably about 5 seconds. So it was a case of to which then this fellow, who's not small, I mean, I'm 5'10 and a half, 5'11", 16 and a half stone, and he's about the same sort of size as me, not the same weight,
No.
but about the same sort of size as me, comes running past me and other laddo who had been watching this unfold. But we'd basically got to where we had to get to and just sort of turned round, so we were still technically dead. Just started bringing our guns up, to which Spectre comes running past, giggling like a schoolgirl.
You told me you saw it.
I saw the aftermath of them all going, I don't know what happened! Shouting hit as they walked back away.
Yes.
With him coming past going, past me.
Yes, I think the marshal was laughing almost as much as me.
Yeah, that was before we had actually gotten to know the marshals very well. It was only our 3rd, 4th outing.
Something like that.
I know I still had my cheap plastic double eagle M4. That's how long ago it was.
No,
No, I just started using my L85.
because wasn't it the week that the MP5 went down?
Yes, yeah. So it was the first week out of our really old new guns. It was the first week we got the guns off who I'd got them off of. And anyway, yeah. But yeah, it's that long ago. But, so that's just one of many.
Several.
Moving on, I look a dick in this one.
There's a reason we call him Flashbang.
One of my many nicknames, most of which I can't say on the air. But we've called this Friendly Flashbang. Yeesh. But we were on one of the quite popular maps, actually, at our local site. And again, all these things always seem to be happening when we're defending. But we were the defending team, and there's one main building. Anybody who's watching this knows our local site knows which building we're on about. Windows, as I'm saying. We had 2 medics on our team. One of the medics was with us.
In the building.
About 6 of us.
In
and
the
about
building.
4 or 5 outside of the building. He was in the building. Our medic, most importantly, was in the building. One of the marshals who was actually playing on our team that day was in the building, along with about 4 or 5 other guys. Enemy team was coming down. We're opposite side of building. Mark has bright idea. Oh, I'll use a flashbang. Yes. I was wearing some cheap... gloves are cheap and crap, aren't they? I was wearing
Stop blaming your equipment. You hooked up.
cheap crap. I did. Well, but cheap crap gloves as well. They're basically a pair of... They're camo, but they've got like them little plasticky rubberized dots all over them. Anyway, this must have been June or July because it was quite warm, wasn't it? Anyway, I've been sweating. I went like that. I went, right, okay. Pulled a flashbang out, struck it, went like that. And as I went like that, before I got to the end of my arc of my throat, flashbang slipped straight out of my hand, straight through the door of the building, bounced off the far wall, landed smack bang in the middle of the building full of my teammates. I have never seen so many larger, older people move so bloody fast.
Yes.
I just heard a shout of grenade and everyone went "Ah!" back out the building with me stood there looking at my glove going. It was this moment he knew he'd up.
Oh, he up all right.
Yeah.
You were not popular that day, were
Not
you?
popular at all. We had a good giggle about it, obviously, because
Yes,
no one
because
got
you didn't
taken.
kill any of us.
Yeah, because luckily this lot had the presence of mind to do
Run.
a run.
Every man for himself.
Weirdly, none of them actually knocked into me. I just stood there completely perplexed, looking at my hand, going, "Oops."
He done.
I done goofed. But that's my main focus. I do redeem myself later on in this, so good on me. And it was a bloody good redemption anyway.
Yeah.
Right. Now, another one of his, I don't know if you've noticed, but we're trying to do mine, his, mine, his, mine, his. There's too many. We've only put a few in this video.
Oh, yeah.
Next one, we've called it, I'm Behind You. Sat like this, I look really creepy.
You want to try it from this angle.
I know where he lives. Right.
Yeah. This again was on the same map.
map.
Yeah. For those of you what know it, for those of you that don't know it, well, the pink's behind the blue on the black and white television. So, actually, no, we were attacking on this one, weren't we?
We were actually attacking.
Yes, we do crazy shit when we're attacking. I'd gone through a particular building.
Shares the name with a legless creature of the reptilian variety. For those of you who know the site.
Come out the end of it. Jumped into a foxhole. The building that his last story just came from was shielding a number of our foes. Yeah, well, I can actually throw flashbangs where I intend, so that took care of them. And then I was up and off and into the trees at the back of the map.
I will hasten to add, our spawn was at the top of the map, and when you're defending on this particular map, most people tend to sit towards the trees area. He'd got past a lot of them without them noticing.
So, yes, got into the trees. A couple of them noticed me.
Swiftly dealt with.
Yes. I was...
Again, he was using the wolf in sheep's clothing.
Mm-hmm. Double stack mag. So, yes, I think that was the point where I was heard to shout over the radios whilst hiding behind a tree.
I get a radio call. First radio call was, could you kindly get the rest of the team to push up?
Oh,
My
yes.
response was, yeah. Why?
I'm behind them.
Followed by, I want my belly to be smaller! Because they've noticed him and he's hiding behind a tree about this big.
Yeah. So, yeah, all of a sudden the enemy team and all the buildings are facing to their front suddenly realise there's an enemy airsofter behind them.
With a fairly powerful MP5 going, come here!
Yeah. They were definitely rabbits of negative euphoria when they found out about that one.
I'll put in the description for those of you who don't realise what that means. So that was that, and this next little story is how he earned the name Spectre. Just after that exact game, one of the enemy players came up to me, and obviously, as you can see, we both wear brown berets. Came up to me and said,
We both normally wear DPM as well.
yes, we both normally wear basically matching uniforms. It's only our ammunition carrying devices that are different. And face mask, goggles, shit like that. But he came up to me and goes, is that your mate in the other beret? I'm like, well, yes. We're the only ones here wearing berets. He says, well, he's like shooting at a chuffing ghost. I said, well, what do you mean? He goes, well, I saw him in the edge of the trees. By the time I'd got my gun up, he'd gone. At this point in time where he means he was basically in open ground. It took from that to that for him to disappear into thin air.
Hello!
Hence he earned the name Spectre. Well, to begin with, it was Hawkeye's ghost. Because he shoots real guns in real life and stuff like that. But we thought Hawkeye's ghost is a bit long to put on a patch.
Yeah.
Spectre's a little bit shorter. Plus it sounds operator. Anywho,
Background.
Ah.
Oh, your favourite
Political
one.
story, yes. Mentioned earlier that I redeemed myself with the flashbang. massively.
No, you are still flashbang.
If the marshal's count was correct, I massively redeemed myself. And my count of those... yeah, you'll find out. Anywho, we was defending on another field which is named after a large piece of military equipment. Big gun. And we was defending.
Tracks.
Yeah, tracks. Hard to kill. I mean, yeah, rather scary. My tag name is named after one. Sherman. Come on, keep up with me here.
It ain't difficult.
Yeah, no. But, yes, we've written them all down, so I've got them on my laptop next to me. Just so we know where we are. Right. We've called this one Flashbang. Redeemed. For obvious reasons. Now, again, like I say, we was defending. All the opposition had to do was advance up this field until all of us defenders were dead. We had 4 fallback points.
Something like that.
Basically, oh no, we had as many as we wanted until we got to the spawn.
That
and then
was
we
it,
dead.
yeah.
Basically, you had to work out, because there's so many barricades, you had to work out so you can go
As
from
long
this
as you went
barricade-
backwards,
yeah, to
you
this
had another
barricade.
life.
As many barricades as you could get to behind you, but they had to be behind you. So you couldn't go from like this barricade to this barricade because it wouldn't count. But you had to go anyway. We were pretty much pinned down at this point, weren't we?
Yeah,
There
we
was
were
you-
still near the middle of the map. They
Yeah,
hadn't pushed us very far.
We hadn't been shot at all at that point, but we were getting pinned down. There was you, me, and one other guy in this like L-shaped barricade made of ammo tins. Some of you know where we played and know what site we're on about now. And I happened to be looking out to the left-hand side of the barricade because I'm a lefty and it's easier, because he was out right-hand side, I was out left-hand side, because he's right and I'm left. Makes
I'm
it
always
easier.
right.
Except when you're wrong.
Yeah, exactly.
But anyway, I happened to notice about half the enemy team choose one barricade to hide behind. According to the marshals after this, there was 25 of them behind this one barricade. This time, Mark had a smart idea. Flashbang. Launched it, it landed on top of the barricade, dropped their side of the barricade, had presence of mind to have gone up ready on full auto and Big Mag in. About a dozen of them decided to run back towards their spawn. I hosed them down. The rest of them chose to stay still. The marshal shout was 17 dead. I took out, what was it? I put it in here because I spoke to him earlier.
25.
It was about 25 kills in about 30 seconds. My best kill ratio ever.
Yeah.
But yeah, I practically took out the half of the team in 30 seconds flat with a grenade and a quick blut of full auto. That's why I redeemed myself, even though there's still a meme floating about that says me on it about a grenade and you run. But anyway, that was, yeah, I maintain to this day that I redeemed myself with that grenade kill. Christ, about 17 kills with one grenade. Thank you very much. Okay, the other team shouldn't. Were they the Milsimmers? I think they may have been.
Yeah.
There's an additional little story at the end of this.
Well, it's the next one, actually.
No.
Oh, no, is it not?
No,
No, that's from the same day.
It's not one that's written down here, but it's about them. That I will tell you. But anyway, moving
next one.
on is...
It's from the same day, though, wasn't it, where we had the Milsimmers?
This is from the Milsimmers, and we've called it Trench Surprise.
Yes. Yes. It's another one where we're attacking. Again.
Yes, we were.
Yeah. Well, we were.
Well, yeah.
this particular day, we'd had a team of Milsimmers turn up, and if they're watching, hello! It was nice of you to stay till lunchtime.
Ish.
Ish, yes. Very ish. Yeah, we had a team of Milsimmers turn up, and about 30 of them, weren't there?
Yeah. They made up about a third of the entire enemy's forces.
Anyway, this story really isn't about the Milsimmers, save that we'd already played this map where we were defending in the morning with the Milsimmers attacking.
Then we did a switcheroo. It was our turn to attack.
By this time, and those of you that know us, and those of you that have watched most of our videos will know that we're a bunch of lunatics. They got bored of having their arses handed to them by people running around, screaming, shouting.
At this point, I will mention that the Milsimmers were doing all the full-on, 100%, all the army sign language. And, trying to employ proper military tactics.
Wasn't working.
We were running around screaming like little girls, dancing, singing, shouting random shite, and kicking their rosy red rumps all over the place all day.
Me and Pete were having that game of who can run the flag the furthest in the middle
Yes,
of one
you
of those
were.
games.
One of the other regulars, if you watch
Very good costume department.
Oh, he's brilliant. Peter always... I don't think I've ever seen him not wear a period costume. Always wears period costumes and runs the right weaponry for that costume. But he was running around with a big, bright, yellow flag. And these two were seeing who can move it up the map the furthest. Just for fun.
Whilst in the middle of a pushback game,
Just for fun, because we
Anyway.
were handing them their bottoms so easily. Anyway, moving on.
Moving on. As I say, by lunchtime, these guys had given up and gone home. Apparently, their morale was a bit low. Anyway, so several of our team had been drafted onto the other team to even things out a bit.
Yes, I was going to say more press gangs. They didn't particularly want to leave our team.
No.
But...
No. Anyway, so a few of these were in one of the trenches on this particular field. In fact, I think
you know where we play. You know where field
yeah.
it is.
In fact, I think one of them was the guy that had the radio aerial with the tag.
It may well have been Reese. Actually, I think it was Reese.
He was one
and
of
his
them.
merry band of campers.
Yeah. Anyway, so they're in this little trench as we're attacking our left flank. We tried pressing on the right flank, and that wasn't working. So Spectre here.
Sorry, you carry on.
Oh, you're putting the kettle on, are you?
No, I'm having a drink.
I thought, sod this for a game of toy soldiers. Let's go and try the other flank. Plank. Anyway, so I got there. I could see these 4 traitors in their little trench.
Turncoats.
Looking to my right. So
Where the likes of me were.
Yeah, I could hear you shouting, and your SA-80.
Is that loud?
Yeah. So I came out of the trenches. I went into the bushes with my
He
MP5.
said before he likes hiding in bushes.
Oh, I like hiding in bush. Don't you dare do that in front of me. Yeah, I got to within about 6 feet of these guys before they knew I was there. I'm about 6 foot, 15 stone, and I creeped up on them. The marshal that was standing with them had already seen me. And if he's watching this, he knows who he is. And just thank you for not looking. One of them moved, and I thought, if he looks up, he's going to see me. So I brought the MP5 up, double stack mag, rat-a-tat-tat-tat at them. I have, even the bloke that was in full black tactical with gas mask went white.
Smell it? They were sitting in it.
Boy, did they defecate themselves.
Left a nasty smell and a few thick brown smudges.
Yeah, that trench was a bit fuller after they'd finished.
Yeah, it wasn't so much a trench, more of a slipway.
So, yeah, I may have also got accused of overkill by the marshal. And I said, they still had their fingers on their triggers, they're fair game. But yeah.
We don't let off trigger until hand goes up. Because we have come across a few occasions where people are bulletproof.
But these guys weren't.
No, these guys weren't.
They were very good sports.
They are good players and they have a good laugh, but they just... I think it was the initial shock. They were like, I'm being shot! What's going on?
Yes, because they turned around and saw me coming at them with the gun drawn, firing. Yeah, it's enough to make you very poorly.
Yes. Turns a very good day into a very bad day. On that same map, actually, but earlier on in the day...
Oh, yes, we had the Milsimmers attacking.
The Milsimmers were attacking.
Well, I think that's what they called it.
To be fair, it had taken them quite time to get us to this point, but we were at our last possible fallback point. It had taken them a while to get us there.
Yeah, the hourglass was running a bit low.
Like about 3 grains of sand left. But anyway, they pushed us right the way back to this here final fallback point. Now, some of you remember, I have an original Army Armament L85A1 with a 1,000-round auto-winder double-stack mag. Well, some of them got a little bit ballsy and decided to rush where we were.
I think it's your brave pills.
I think they had. I had a marshal stood behind me, and we'd been laughing and joking, as you do. Well, I chose to take out a normal M4 mag and go, yeah, boring. Put in Big Mag, turn Big Mag on. I stood up, in my best Farmer Giles voice, on full auto. I jumped up and shouted, "Get off my land!" and hosed the lot of them down. Funnily enough, their forward push stopped.
In its tracks.
Yes. I hasten to add, at this time, my sniper rifle was about 20 feet to my right with my beret perched on the scope, and they were aiming at that. Not the sharpest tools in the box. But yes, they're good. I think that must have been the final nail in the coffin, because after that match they cleared off home.
Oh dear, how sad. Never mind.
Yes, and that Marshall caught the whole lot of it. I really wish he'd been filming that, because I stood up bold as brass.
I think you were actually standing on the barricades, weren't you?
No, I stood there. There's a gap
that was
yay wide between two parts of the barricade, and I stood between them, no cover whatsoever, L85 in hand, screaming like Farmer Giles, going. And I think I got through about half my magazine. 500 rounds. Then again, it does fire at... It's not quite as quick as your MP5. It fires at about 17 rounds per second. Right on the limit. And sounds like it as well. Anywho.
Oh, another attacking one.
Another attacking one, and this is yours.
Yes, it's me and my MP5 again.
We have called this Melee, no Melee.
Yeah, this was actually my first melee kill, wasn't it?
It was indeed, and his best melee kill.
No, it is not my best melee kill, not now.
No, it's
It was my first.
It's his first, yes.
Yeah.
Yes, you never forget your first.
No. That's what she said last night.
Back in the room.
Yeah, back in the room. Right. We're back on a particular map that we've mentioned before, one with lots of little houses on it.
Little buildings and a church with the unexploded pyro in the garden.
Anyway, we were attacking, and I think this was one where the marshals had turned it round, and rather than attacking from the north, we were attacking from the east, weren't we? Was it a bomb game? It may have been a bomb game. Anyway.
It may have been a bomb defusal game. Quite possibly.
Doesn't matter. Oops. Don't kick the tripod.
Don't just kick the camera mount.
Anyway, I'm working my way north up the map, and it's fairly well into the game, and I went into this building, cleared all my corners, nobody was in there. I looked out one of the windows on the north side, and I could see somebody's gun pointing round, obviously firing at my team. So I thought, yay, melee kill. Then I looked down and realised,
I'm sick and twisted honest.
Then I looked down at where I used to carry those cardboard knives that we had.
We started with They were cardboard replicas of a British Army bayonet.
Anyway, it wasn't there. So I'm like, oh, fuck. So,
no bother.
Yes. Oh, duck. So I went, as I came back out the building, the marshal said, there's a couple of dead players around there. I went, okay. And for all my sick and twisted nature, even I'm not mean enough to shoot a relatively innocent person at point blank range. They have to at least deserve it.
I'm screwed then.
Yeah, no hope for you. Anyway, so this guy's a lefty. He's shooting around the corner of the building. I come up behind him. Got my MP5 in this hand, holding there, barrel facing forward. I put my left hand on his right shoulder, and then whisper in his ear in a delicate little voice, "Hello, darling." At which point he stops firing and looks at me and goes, "Hello." And I went, "I'm on the other team." He went, "Yeah, I know." One of his mate pipes up, says, "Oh, it's not a melee kill, you don't have to take it." He ain't got a melee weapon. And this guy just sort of turned a bit further around and went, "Have you seen what he's got in his hand?" Because my MP5 was poking him in the ribcage.
This is the MP5, and he was a fairly regular player. They know this MP5.
I am a good shot, but even I can't miss from that far.
Yeah, he took the hit.
Yeah, he took
Good
the
lad.
hit. Good lad.
Yeah. I think that's probably, to date, our only melee kill without a melee weapon.
Oh, what we got there? Oh, the travelling grenade. Oh, this one didn't even take place on an airsoft site.
This wasn't on the site. This was after the entire day. This was this sick and twisted sod here. And I wasn't involved.
Yeah.
I just heard it on the phone afterwards.
Well, I've been chatting with a few of the lads down the pub, and they said they wanted to come to the airsoft game, you dirty little...
I say nothing. I was thinking it.
Yeah, I could hear it. So they said they wanted to come airsofting. So we said, yeah, okay, right, we're going on this day. Well, because they live up my neck of the woods, I got nominated taxi driver.
Holy shit.
Is it a long video? No, it's good stories. They'll stay for good stories. Anyway, they're not used to running around at an airsoft game. So after about 4 or 5 hours of running around, falling over... Hello, Roy.
Being shot.
Hello, Roy. He did a lot of being shot and falling over, usually at the same time.
Well, it could be worse. It could be Chris.
Well, yeah.
Hi, Chris.
Yeah, no ambulances needed that day.
Blanket!
Yeah. Anyway, those of us that know I have a bit of a drive to, after I've dropped this idiot off, to get home.
Hello.
I've got my 2 mates in the car with me. One of them, hello, not so little Jake, fell asleep on the back seat of my car. I noticed this. I re-angled my mirror so I could see properly. My mate Roy, who had called shotgun and sat in the passenger seat, I nudged him and showed him half of a Mark V Enola Gay flashbang.
Thunderflash. One of them.
Yeah. Cardboard thing that you twist and strike. Well, this was the striker bit.
I don't think I've got... No, I haven't. I ain't got one in here.
Props department.
Terrible.
So, it's a grey bit of tube, what, about 6 inches long? 6, 7 inches long?
Yeah, and the cap that you pull off is only about 2.5, 3 inches long. Anywho.
So, I've got this half of a grenade, inert half of a grenade. And we're coming up to a roundabout, so I ease off the throttle gently.
Traffic lights. It was where we split off.
No, it wasn't. It was in Derby.
Oh.
No, what we were going to do, because you guys got
traffic lights, you was going to launch it through the window.
Yeah, out of the window of our car into your car and shout grenade.
That's the one.
Yeah, it didn't work. The traffic lights wouldn't play. Anyway, so he's fallen asleep again. So I nudge Roy, showed him this grenade, and then just as the car stopped, I launched it over my shoulder into the back seat, and it went through the air with the greatest of ease, and just as it landed on his chest, at the top of my voice, I shouted, "Grenade!" And...
he nearly had a new sunroof.
Yeah, thank God for 3-point seatbelts, because this guy just went up. Needless to say, didn't fall asleep again in the car. And hasn't been in a car with me since.
He hasn't been to Airsoft since either.
No, but he does. I think he is going to join us again next year. I think he's just going to... No. Yeah, he did come again because he came with Bob. Remember Bob with the tactical beard?
Yes. So the therapy's working.
Yeah, the therapy is working. Yes, you don't fall asleep in a car when Matt's driving.
No. Now... this is another one, actually, not involving a weapon, but getting a kill. Now, on a lot of these have been on the same bloody map, actually. On this particular map with the animal named building, with the slanty window,
the one with a lot of buildings.
A lot of buildings.
Yeah.
We had been killed.
Yes.
Yeah. So we were stood on the sidelines.
By the church.
Watching what's cracking off. Talking to the marshals, having a laugh, because we know them fairly well.
By that point.
One of the enemy team comes legging it down to try and clear out said church.
Which is usually full of people, let's be
Which
fair.
is usually full of people.
There had only been us in it.
Yeah, we'd been taken out of said church, so that's why we were stood close to the church. This lad comes running down. He does nothing more. Did you actually pick up a pine cone or something?
No,
you didn't. No, you just shouted, didn't you?
We were talking to the marshal, weren't we? Because
yes, sorry, no, it was twice something happened like this. The first time there was a guy creeping up, and Matt here says to the marshal, knowing full well that this enemy player could hear, "Are we allowed to tell our guys in the church locations of enemy players coming up to them?" Guy's still sneaking up. Marshal goes, "No, you can't tell your players in the church that there's a guy sneaking up on him." Player sneaking up, turns round and clears off. Second time, a guy in, again, this guy was wearing all full black tactical gear, wasn't he?
it could have been.
But he had no face, just glasses. He comes belting down, gets to the open door of the church. Well, not actually a door, it's just an opening. Gets to the door of the church. This sick git yells, "Bang!" This poor lad went 4 feet in the air, landed and went, "Hit!" and then walked off. Much to our amusement.
And the marshals.
And the marshal's amusement. It was Tony, wasn't it?
I think it may have been.
Yeah, it was. One of the old hands of the marshals, yes. Tony, we like him. But yes, this poor lad, I have never seen such fear on a poor guy's face. It wasn't him, he's not like a shout bang, sounds like a flash bang going off, but he just yelled, "Bang!" This poor lad, no word of I, was about this high off the floor. I think it was propelled by the expelling gas from his bottom. Landed on the floor, put his hand up, looked round, went, "Hit!" and cleared off back up to their spawn. Oh dear. I told you we're sick, twisted, evil gits. And I think this is pretty much our final story of this segment.
Yeah.
And looking at my camera, yeah, we're nearly at 3/4 of an hour long. So,
Oh God!
yeah.
Hey, if they've gone this far, they deserve to see this.
Yeah, you deserve to see this. We'll do a giveaway.
Yeah.
You get. If you've
You
watched
can get
this,
the original.
Yeah, you can get the original. It might be a bit brown and smelly now, but you get the original. Anyway, we've called this one Wet Celery.
For those of you that have seen our
melee weapons video,
this will make a bit of sense.
For those of you that are old enough,
hello.
Hello. I was pissing by your window.
So yeah, we
were attacking.
Yes, we were.
We weren't on the village.
We weren't. No, in fact, we've not had a story from this field, were we?
No, we haven't. Then again, we don't play this field that often.
No, only when we're doing the pushback on
another
the map.
pushback.
Anyway, those of you that have watched the other video will know that we use this as a melee weapon, or rather, I use this as a melee weapon. Somebody did.
I use this part of it.
Not that part.
This part of it.
And I had it. I normally have a H harness, and it was here. And we were pushing up this particular field with various oil drums and other barricades. And there was one person hiding behind a particularly large barricade, and he was being pinned down by this good chap here.
Hello. And I wasn't even using my L85. I was using Mr. Walker's L85.
Yeah. Anyway, because he was pinned down and I was only, 12 feet from him, I thought, stuff this, I'm going for a melee kill. I got my 5.56 in my right hand. So I reached up, got this like a combat knife. I ran towards this bloke at full pelt, which is a sight to see in itself.
I missed it on camera.
Yes, you did. We heard the radio chatter though, didn't we?
We did hear the radio chatter, yes.
But this was witnessed. He 5.56 in this hand. He starts to stand up and point his gun at me. I just fire at him. hit the oil drums. I wasn't sure whether I hit him. He's got a marshal standing right next to him, so this lad's day is going from bad to worse. And I come screaming past the barricade, and as he ducks back down into the fetal, I come in with a piece of wet celery, shouting "wet celery" at the top of my voice, and then just proceeded to knife slash him across the neck.
The radio chatter that followed was, "Did you just get a wet celery kill?" I'd got a marshal stood with me, because he had just asked me the same question. The reply back was, yes, I did. And about 5 or 6 members of our team, who obviously had seen the wet celery throughout the day, were like, oh, did you catch that on camera? I thought at that point I had caught it on camera, but I got my camera mounted too low, and all you got was me tattoo there, where I was holding me gun. But
you could hear it on the radio.
Oh, you could hear the radio chatter of, did you get, yes I did, oh my god. Best melee kill ever. And on that note, we are going to have to end it there, because the video's got a little bit long. How sad.
Never mind. Wet celery!
For now, thanks for enduring nearly an hour. Hopefully this gives you some ideas, some more maniacal things you want to do yourselves. We will take full credit. Thank you. But for now, yeah, thanks for watching.
Bye!